Making their way round now. I can see George Higgins towards the rear of the field there on bike number 84. Of course, he was a front runner in the ACU Team Greens a few years ago and is just about finding his feet on that Yamaha R6. Dale Dowd's on the new KTM at the back of the grid. So green flag is shown. All eyes on the lights, revs rise, out go the lights, and we're away racing, and that's a good start on that triumph for number 76, AJ, of course, the former Powerbike champion, former Milano Trophy winner, and it's AJ on the number 76 Triumph who takes the race lead as they go round Riches for the first time. Dell's made up about 7 places.
Yeah, 6 or 7 places there. I was watching him very carefully because that would have been his first proper launch on that KTM as well. So he's done a very good job to slip the clutch very nicely indeed, makes up half of it. But you would expect a rider, and again, not blowing smoke up his back end, and enough people do that for him already. But a rider of Dell's capability to make up that sort of placing was pretty much regardless of what he was on at the end of the day. So he has kind of made the expected start. So let's see how far up. I mean, I won't lie, I don't see him challenging for the podium in this particular race simply because the class of Aaron Sylvester, Sam Hurst and Anthony Johnson is such that you absolutely need to get away with those guys if you want to give them a hard time, don't you, Bradley?
Yeah, certainly do. I see Aaron Sylvester was trying to challenge Sam Hurst, who found his way up in the second place now. So it's AJ who leads the way on bike number 76, the white Triumph ahead of the green number 91. Team Valley Racing Kawasaki. Then it is Aaron Sylvester, the man from Brig, on the number 134 Yamaha. That's a 13S Yamaha, we were being told yesterday. So definitely not the newest of Yamaha R6s. As they make their way round Williams and onto the Bentley Straight for the first time of 7. Of course, the MRO600s will get 2 7-lap races today as opposed to the 1 10-lap race that they had yesterday. So down the back straight and heading in towards the second split, and it was AJ who led them as they went into that section of the circuit. So it's the white bike that leads the way ahead of Sam Hurst, who is just about keeping Aaron Sylvester at bay. And Aaron Sylvester, the man who took the win yesterday by less than half a second, he'll be trying to find his way through on the 2 men in front of him. And speaking of Aaron Sylvester, we've got his brother Max just coming up here to join us in the commentary box, who had a good race in the Thunderbite 500s, but back with the 600s, they are making their way out of the left-hander of Murray's and onto the front straight. AJ leads it from Sam Hurst, but look at Charlie Huntingford, he's there in 4th across the line as Aaron Sylvester looks for the inside on Sam Hurst, but no overtakes this time around. But Charlie was looking at Aaron Sylvester, Aaron was looking at Sam Hurst, but they all hold station, Q.
Yeah, they certainly do. No great changes there. Aaron losing a couple of places on that particular lap, and no doubt he'll be fighting back as AJ punches his way, and obviously from that starting position has made up a couple of places, but obviously it's very early in this 7-lap race. Just having a quick look at the board, and Del Downs has come across the line in 13th place, having made up 12 on the opening lap there. 2:09 from the back of the grid. It's a pretty decent time. We'll wait and see how he progresses. Fastest man in the second sector though, Reece Forrest, is definitely keeping in touch here as well. What can you see there, mate?
Yeah, a little bit we got between Aaron Sylvester in 3rd and Charlie Huntingford in 4th. So the man on the bike number 761, I think it is there, 761 Yamaha R6 for Charlie Huntingford. He has Reece Forrest and Michael Mills, a very close company. So we've got a trio fighting for the race lead, a trio fighting for 4th, and then another trio fighting for 7th place. So 3x3x3 as they go round Williams and onto the back straight yet again. And as you said, it's Reece Forrest who was quickest in the second split with a 39.1, but he's there 5th in class and 5th overall. First of the Clubmans is Will Howarth, 0.8 of a second ahead of the number 71 of James May, and James, who started in the middle of row number 4, he's made some progress on that opening lap.
Yeah, sure did. Made up 3 places there. Brian Mayer is running 3rd of the Clubmans. He's got Tom Vaughan behind him, and then I think it's Simon Finch. Is it? Is it the right Finch? I'm not sure that's right. Actually, 46.
That's Matthew Finch.
Matthew Finch. There we go. As the leaders make their way back round into Murray's once again. It looks like a bit of a change there, mate.
Yeah, certainly is. AJ, who led as they left our site, is back down in 3rd place because it looks to be the number 91 of Team Valley Racing, Sam Hurst, who's leading the way now ahead of Aaron Sylvester. And at the end of lap number 2, the first of the flyers, the pace being set is 1 minute 56.4 for your race leader of Sam Hurst. But Aaron Sylvester is running right on the rear wheel as they go around Riches, and you get the sense that Aaron Sylvester wants to hit the front as soon as possible.
Charlie Huntingford also going very quickly there, setting the fastest second sector time, a few tenths of a second quicker than anybody else, so this one is far from run and done. as they, let's see, it's 1 second covering the top 4 there. A little bit of a gap back to Race Forest, who's starting to have a lonely race there. Then it's Michael Mills ahead of that battling clubman between Howarth and May. Again, separated by 4/10 of a second this time. Andy Gill goes back a couple of places as Muir and Dowds go past him, and the gap between Muir and Dowds is just 0.067, so that suggests to me that they were pretty much side by side as they make their way into Oggies now, or from Hamilton then up to Oggies.
Yeah, it's a four-way group at the front now, because Charlie Huntingford has bridged the gap between himself and AJ, as Reese Forest still has Michael Mills to close company, and then just behind them, that looks to be the battle of the clubmans. That's Will Howarth, number 96, James May, number 71, and 9th overall, just behind those two riders, but 7th in the class. That's the MRO600s for Kai Dickinson. Tyler Donovan is out there, and he had a bit of a check-up yesterday for a scan on his wrist, but it looks to be all okay. 8th position in class, and 10th place overall for your reigning Thunder Bike Ultra champion, ahead of Jack Muir and Del Dow's making up another position on that lap.
Team Valley Racing, Sam Hurst led at the halfway stage there as we make our way out of the bomb hole up towards Corums once again. There's a little bit of a breakaway at the front. It's going to be Aaron Sylvester who's trying to take the fight to the youngster there in the brakes. Now this is you say it's the older R6 that Aaron's on, is it? The 13S. So that's what he used in his championship at BSB a few years ago, and I don't think he's quite got the herbs in a straight line against Sam's on a Kawasaki, isn't he, from memory, as they go into Richie's. Yeah, it is. This is ZX6 there, so it's a Kawasaki power leading Yamaha power down the straight there. Charlie Huntingford moves past on AJ, so AJ not having it all his own way, this is for sure. Michael Mills makes his way past on Reese Forest as well. The club and battle stays as it is and goes out a little bit, 3/4 of a second, as Howarth opens up the gap between himself and James May. Kai Dickinson, Tyler Donner up next. There's Jack Muir still having that argument with Del Dowd over the 11th place, and those two would love to get a little bit closer to Tyler, but he's already a couple of seconds up the road from them. So leaders, go mate.
Michael Mills was briefly ahead of Reese Forest. It was Michael Mills ahead of Reese Forest when they came across the line, but Reese Forest has got that position back, I think. Yes, number 48, Reese Forest on the Kawasaki ahead of the 56 of Michael Mills.
So I'm watching Aaron Sylvester. He really is stalking the man in front of him. And does he have any sort of a plan here? Does Max have any idea what's going through Aaron's head at all? Gets to lap 5 and survive. That sounds like a fair plan. Well, he's surviving just fine at the moment, mate, that's for sure. Alright, unfortunately we don't have a spare microphone at the moment because the batteries have decided to die on the other one. I might get Jasmine to do something useful and go and get me some batteries in a minute. No, that would be being useful. That's against Jasmine's code. That's the problem. Right, leaders already making their way around 2 Corums once again, as we pick them up. And oh, look at this side-by-side action coming around. Corum's got, mate.
Yeah, purple in sector number 1.
Yeah, he's purple, and is he leading there? I think Sam's been relegated. Let's see if Sam can get the drive coming off of Murray's and use the Quacker power in a nice straight line here. Pretty much side by side here we come across the line. Not a lot between them. That was the lead there for Aaron Sylvester, but only by 0.044. Sam Hurst around the outside of Richie's. Good move there. He let the brakes go just that little bit later and swoops past him there. Everybody else pretty much stays where they are. Kai Dickinson does indeed go past James May, so that puts himself between May and Howarth in the battle for the clubbins there. But Huntingford, Johnson, Mills all stayed the same. Having a quick look at AJ's times, there are 57.7, and it's is that the right one, or do we need to? Now, when you're the youth, you should know how to use these buttons, mate. That's what I rely on you for. Okay. Sylvester with the fastest first sector time there. Fastest lap of the race, though, has so far gone to Sam Hurst with a 55.997. That shows the sort of pace. He's the only one into the 55s. We saw this yesterday as well, didn't we? Sam, he got into the 55, so clearly liking a bit of Stettenham this weekend, that's for sure.
Yeah, 55.977 for Sam Hurst yesterday. Fastest lap was a 55.726. And I was looking at the lap time of Charlie Huntingford on that previous lap, because he has put 1.6 seconds between himself and AJ, and 56.1 for him. That was 0.3 quicker than Sam Hurst in front, but of course we saw Sam Hurst take the race lead away from Sylvester as they went around Riches at the start of this 5th lap, but the gap was only 4/100ths of a second. Yep.
Have a look at the sector times in the first sector. Sam Hurst is about 9/10ths of a second quicker than Aaron Sylvester, so that suggests to me that he's managed to punch his way back to the front and extend the lead just a little bit. We'll get confirmation of that visually when they come around Corums this time, and that is indeed Sam Hurst leading the way from Aaron Sylvester and closing all the time. Actually, I tell you, let's keep an eye on the man in third, Charlie Huntingford. I think he could be coming fast, actually. We could have a three-way battle for the lead. We're going to have 2 laps left when they come across the line this time. Sam Hurst is what is going to be the biggest lead I think we've seen in this race as he comes across the line, 0.591 a second ahead. And the bike behind, yes, it does go a little, no, 55.946. So Sam absolutely flying. That's his best lap of the weekend, well into the 55s there. So, Nigel, don't get too excited. We don't need the old ticker getting too much of a workout there, but it sounds like he'll be celebrating quite happily there at the moment as Will Howarth comes across the line still with Dickens' main competitor, James May. Tyler Donovan that a little bit further back, just a bit more. Del Dowds has found his way past on Jack Muir up to 11th place. Now, he's going to have a relatively, no he hasn't, he's only got half a second to get Tyler Donovan. What's he going into? 2:01. So he needs to try and get sub 2 minutes really to give himself a slightly better grid position. He's obviously going to move up quite a few places, but at the moment I think it'll be a midfield start unless he can suddenly extract a digit. Trouble is, it's a new bike to him, and he was saying that he might be running into gearing issues with it, so it might well be that the top end, that KTM, is just running out of gears.
Another thing as well, you say it's a new bike to him, it is just a new bike.
Yeah, it's true. It is making a debut in the UK as well, so yeah, you're right, it is a very new bike, so nobody really knows anything about them at all, so he's very much on a very steep learning curve, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him out on something else this afternoon.
Quite evenly matched to Sam Hurst and Aaron
yeah.
Sylvester in the first split, only about half a tenth of a second difference. Aaron Sylvester slightly quicker than Sam Hurst, but there is about 0.6 of a second. That's the gap between Hurst and Sylvester as they came across the line at the end of lap number 5. So when they do cross the line this time around, it will be to start the final lap.
Look at Aaron Sylvester, mate. Sorry to interrupt you. Go on.
Yeah, so in towards Murray's and Sam Hurst, who did have a 0.591 second lead. It's definitely not that anymore because Aaron Sylvester is tucked in tight in the slipstream. Can he try and use the power of that Yamaha R6 to stay with Sam Hurst as they come across the line to take the last lap flag? So only 3 miles to go here, and it's a 1 minute 55.580 for Aaron Sylvester. Fastest lap of the weekend for the MRO600s there for Aaron Sylvester on that previous lap.
Well, as you said, the gap's down to a tenth of a second. This is going to be very much a dash for the cash, and the hurry-up flag has gone out, and that's usually all the incentive a lot of people need. Watching them coming out of Wilson's, there's been no change there. We're going to see them as they come up towards Palmer's. We're going to keep as good an eye on these two because this really is where the battle is. And Max isn't cheering his brother on too loudly at the moment. Go and fake it. Unfortunately, the other person joining us here this weekend, Jasmine's not getting to get too excited about when Dad in the midfield. It's not used to seeing Dad in the midfield, are you? Used to seeing it at the very shallow. I tell you what, Sam Hurst is doing a great job there, mate. He has opened up that gap to around about 4/10 of a second, I think, as they go through Hamilton's. It's the twisty bits where Aaron Sylvester normally excels, but right now it is Sam Hurst. I think he knows he's got a battle on his hand, and the youngster is getting his head right in the shed there. We're going up towards Williams, and Sylvester is going to be too far back, and we know that Yamaha's given away a few herbs to the Kawasaki in front of him. This could be a brilliant win for Sam Hurst, certainly his most well-deserved of the year so far. Down the straight they go, the long Bentley straight, tucked in tight. We're going to get confirmation 16.763, the fastest. That's a purple for the first sector for Sam Hurst. Let's see what he can do in the rest of the lap. If he can hold it together here, he could well pick up a very well-deserved gold medal. Don't get too excited, Nigel, please. We do not need you going thumper-lump on us. So the Halifax-based youngster coming round Corums now is into Murray's, and Sylvester is not good.
Just took the front.
Oh, it's a damage. Is that Sam Hurst going down?
Yeah, I think that was Sam Hurst there, your race leader, who's unfortunately took the front around Corums into the braking zone for Murray's, and that opens the way for Aaron Sylvester to come across the line, and Charlie Huntingford nearly capitalised on that one, but that's great shame for Sam Hurst. He was running really strong on that final lap.
He was running so strong, looking so good as well. Just one more corner to negotiate, and unfortunately the number 91 Team Valley Racing Machine is into the kiddie litter, which means that AJ is just going to extend his championship lead because that's third place, another medal, not his easiest. That's probably one of his easiest earned medals in some ways. Michael Mills finishes 4th. Reece Forrest is up next. Will Howarth does indeed finish 6th overall and 1st of the Clubbins. Then it's Kai Dickinson. James May 2nd of the Clubbins. Del Dowd's inside the top 10 there, and he does get to the 59s. He does a 59.885 on the previous lap. We were too busy concentrating on the others to notice that. He finishes ahead of Donington winner Jack Muir, who's ahead of Tyler Donovan. Then it's Andy Gill, as Sam Hurst's name unfortunately goes tumbling down the order, a bit like the chances in the race did for Sam there. So that's a great shame for Sam Hurst. The Team Valley guys put so much into their racing. That'll be hugely disappointing. But fair play to Aaron Sylvester. He kept the pressure on and pushed Sam all the way to the line, and all the way to the corner, I should say. And I don't think there was any interference there at all. I think it was Sam all on his own, from what I can see. See, Max has got the advantage that he's taller than me, so he can actually see over the garages. So glad you saw that, Max. But no, there was no thought of any fault on Aaron's part there. So
I think that was the limit there for Sam Hurst.
I think that was the limit plus one.
Just a bit, yeah. Half a second quicker than the Sylvester in that first split. I don't think he knew that he had about a 0.6 of a second lead going into that second split, but nonetheless, he shows he's got the pace.
Well, he's got pace. He's also got pole position in the next race. So, second on the grid there. Sorry, because it was Aaron who ended up with the fastest lap in that race. So that's 3 wins in the CB500s and 2 wins in the MRO600s for Aaron Sylvester. That's quite a haul for the weekend.
It's a fluke, says Max.
Fluke. Okay, yeah. Max is not impressed at all. Yeah.